Today we are solving question on mean deviation, variance and standard deviation. In particular, we are focusing on tabulated ungrouped data. Now, earlier we have discussed mean deviation of ungrouped data, which is summation x minus mean over m. The only difference between the two of them is the summation f. There's frequency in mean derivation of a tabulated data, while there is no frequency in mean derivation of a data that is not tabulated. So mean derivation is summation f x minus mean over summation f, which means we need f multiplied by x minus mean. Okay, now variance is summation f x minus mean square. Now look at the difference. The difference between mean derivation and variance is the square. So there is square in variance. There is no square in mean derivation. Yes, over summation f. So that is variance. The only difference between the two of them is that square. Now for standard deviation as we know is just the square root of variance. Now let's look at an example. Let's consider this question. These are a tabulated data, and we are told to find the mean deviation and also the variance of the given data. Now let's start with mean deviation. Okay, now let us draw the table. Our table of values, we have in the first column we have x, the values of x. The second column we have the values of f, which is the frequency. So x and the frequency. Now the values of x are 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, while the values of the f is what? 1, 2, 3, 2 and 1. Now what is the formula for finding mean derivation? Mean derivation is equals to summation f x minus mean over summation f, which means we need mean. So that is what we are going to find first. Mean is what? Summation fx over summation f. That means we need fx on the table. So let's find fx. To find fx, we need to multiply 2 by 1, which is 2, 4 by 2, which is 8, 6 by 3, which is 18, 8 by 2, which is 16, 10 by 1, which is 10. That is fx. Then we are going to add them together. Let's find summation f. Summation f, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 will give us 9. Then 2 plus 8 plus 18 plus 16 plus 10 will give us 54. So which means our mean will be equals to summation fx, which is 54, over summation f, which is 9, which is equals to 6. So mean is equals to 6. So the next column is x minus mean. Don't forget, in the formula there is x minus mean there. So we are going to create a column for x minus mean, which means we are going to be removing 6 from all the values of x one by one. X, the first one is 2 minus 6, and that will give us 4. 4 minus 6, that is 2. 6 minus 6, that is 0. 8 minus 6, that is 2. You will notice that we ignore the negative value. Minus 2 minus 6, we did not write minus 4, we wrote 4, so we are going to ignore that negative value. So 10 minus 6, that is 4. So we are going to find the next one, which is f x minus mean. That's the next column. We don't need to add x minus mean together. So f x minus mean, now we are multiplying f by x minus mean. F by x minus mean. So 1 times 4, that's the first one, which is 4. 2 times 2, that is 4. Okay. The next one is 3 times 0. You have to be very careful here so that you are not going to be multiplying the wrong values. 2 times 2, that is 4. And the last one, we have 1 times 4, which is 4. So that is what we are going to add together, because they said summation f x minus mean. So add them together. 4 plus 4 plus 0 plus 4 plus 4. And that will give us 16. So that is 16. We already know summation f, which is 9. So mean deviation is equals to 16 divided by 9, and that will give us, that is 1.78. That is the mean deviation. Now to the variance. Don't forget, it's still the same question. Variance is equals to summation f x minus mean square over summation f. Naturally, I'm supposed to solve these questions together, but for clarity, let me do it like this. So let's draw a table for that also. The values of x remain the same: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. While the frequencies also is 1, 2, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Don't forget, in this variance we need the square of x minus mean before we multiply it by the frequency. Okay, so the next column will be x minus mean. We have done all these things under mean deviation. It's still the same question, so we don't need to explain much things here. So just multiply them. 4 times 2 8, 6 times 3 18, 8 times 2 16, 10 times 1 10. We have done this before. We have gotten our mean. Don't forget what we got. We got 6 as our mean. We got 6 as mean. That is summation fx over summation f, 54 over 9. That gives us 6 as our mean. And after that, we created a column for x minus mean. X minus mean. That is x2 minus 6. 4. Don't forget, you ignore that minus. If you get minus, you are going to ignore the minus and write the positive value. Okay, so next thing is to find the square. Yes, square of x minus mean. That is, you are going to find the square of each of them. 4 square is 16, 2 square is 4, 0 square is 0. You are going to find the square of them one by one. 2 square is 4, and lastly 4 square is 16. The square of x minus mean. So after getting the square, multiply it by f. That is f x minus mean square. F x minus mean square. That is f multiplied by x minus mean square. Let's multiply them one by one. 1 times 16 is 16. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 0 is 0. 2 times 4 is 8. Be careful so that you are not going to multiply wrong values. 1 times 16 is 16. Then after that, the summation of them. The summation 16 plus 8 plus 8 plus 16, and that will give us 48. So variance is equals to 48 divided by 9, and that is 5.3. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Thank you once again.